You know that feeling when your to-do list keeps growing, your inbox is out of control, and no matter how much you create, you're still behind. Yes, David and I have been there, but here's the truth. We don't run on hustle. We run on systems. Dave and I have built and are using AI-powered workflows that take care of the repetitive stuff so we can focus on what actually moves the needle. And today, we're pulling back the curtain and sharing the exact tools we use every single day to create faster, automate smarter, and finally stay consistent without the burnout. And if you're feeling like this and you're always like playing catch up, this episode is a game changer. And welcome back to Embers Rising, the show where we burn excuses, get cadence, and create momentum that actually lasts. Super fired up because today we're pulling back this curtain on the exact AI tools, automations, workflows we use every single day that streamline content, scale our business, free up our time, help us with this podcast, and everything else. So we're not working smarter or harder. We're working AI-powered smarter.
That's interesting.
AI-powered smart. Do you like that?
I like it.
I just made that up. Now, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by content creation, and I know you creators, adventurers, and podcasters out there do, feel like buried in tasks, like you're constantly behind, this episode is for you, my friend. We are showing you what exactly is working for us right now, and it could help for you. So you can start applying it today. So let's get into this, Dave.
Let's jump into this right now.
Yeah, let's jump into this.
Welcome me. My name's David Tucker. I'm the incredible co-host of Wendy J. And I want to know something about AI.
Yeah.
Is AI in charge of the schedule? And if it is, why did it schedule us to shoot a podcast at 8 a.m. on Monday morning?
I know, right? It's like, what is wrong with that?
Yeah. AI, I know you're out there 24/7, 365, forever.
Now listen, Eric Thomas, 3 a.m. mornings. He is all about that. You get up. We are the high performers that get it done. There is no doubt. So
it may be 8 a.m. though, but we've already been in the gym,
right?
Had breakfast. Yes, I am showered. Yeah.
Already messaged our team. We're on top of it. But hey, listen, we're in the studio for you. And we just thought that this episode would be a great episode to talk to you about because it's been a while and we finished our AI mastery class with Mind Valley, the advanced certification class that we went through for 4 giant months last year. And now we've really integrated a lot of these tools into our workflow. So, hey, what better time now to actually have this conversation. But before we dive in, I really want to acknowledge you who has pressed play today and joined us because this show could not exist without our community. And I really want to acknowledge those who are in our community because no matter where you're at, you have chosen to invest in yourself and your growth. And that sets you apart. You're joining us and it really means a lot. So let me dive in because, shout outs to everyone also leaving us comments on all of our platforms, DMs, sharing your breakthroughs. We see you. We love you. We're hearing how you are applying these conversations to your life and work. Shout outs to everyone in the brand new Get Cadence IG group, and shout outs to also anyone that has joined our brand new, which we will talk about, the Cadence to Peak waitlist. We are the Cadence to Peak Challenge waitlist. I know there is a few that are trickling in now into this, and we are really excited, which is all about stepping up to your next level and deep diving into this.
Now, wasn't I supposed to read the shout outs today?
Yes, you are. And I'm going to get into that, but I just want to do a quick overview for all of our communities because it is hard to include everybody. And we are actually going to launch a private community for y'all. I'm super fired up about this. Hopefully it'll happen this month. Dave and I are crossing our fingers. Okay, but seriously, let's get some comments rolling because this is what I love reading. We had a post that went out. It was a reel talking about, are we losing what makes us human? I love that. And Social with Glam says, you are correct. I personally need to reach out to a lot of people. And that is so true. Robust Physical Therapy says, we feel it too. Deep down, community is everything. Justin and Jess _ says, I read an article about how important in-between places are from social perspective. Places that aren't work or home that bring people back to hang out and interact with other people, like the coffee shops or the breweries. Many of these places are cracking down on loiters, looking at you, Starbucks, and everything is getting so expensive that these places are becoming inaccessible to a lot of people. I'd love to see more places where we can lean into the tribal aspect of our community. Therapeutic_touch says reconnecting with community is essential. It reminds us that we're stronger together and not meant to face life alone. Let's prioritize building meaningful connections and support systems.
I love it.
And it kind of ties into what we're talking about in this show here. I was like, where are we? Okay, episode 49.
What? I heard screeching tires there. We're back on track.
Oh
All right.
my gosh. And it's just, I keep going through these shout outs because you guys there is just so many. We had a post that went out, and in fact, I think this was me running out there, and I had made it up to the top. It was like before we had this all snow and rainstorm here, and I was doing a 2.5-hour trail run. And it was about consistency. Vishal Burari says consistency is key. Social with Glam says love the full dose of transparency here. R.Whereabout says your dedication is so inspiring. Running through those tough conditions really shows how committed you are to building that foundation. Thank you. And then I had a Instagram post that said, I don't get why people fear failure when the real pain comes from never going after what sets your soul on fire. Okay. And I think that was powerful. Robust Physical Therapy says fear can be so paralyzing, but like you said, regret will always hurt more than failing. Social with Glam says regret is the greatest pain. JX Nina says find your purpose. And Jason Palvana says the only thing worse than failing is never even trying. So that is it on my shout outs for now.
And those shout outs, those comments, I mean, they're so relevant to what we're going to talk about today here when it comes to AI. And if you're not immersed in AI yet and you're about to turn the channel, turn it off, just remember that everything starts at zero, right? Like the most amazing thing that's going to happen to you in your life that you don't know about yet is at zero right now. You just don't know it. AI was at zero at one point in time, not too long ago, and now it's everywhere in our lives, right? Yeah. It's doing all these weird things, right? And people are either on board or they're scared or somewhere in between. But the zero concept, is the way I like to think about a lot of things when I feel that pushback, right? Like when I started running, I started at zero. No, that's not true. I think I started at less than zero, if that's possible.
Well, before we dive into this, I want to just give you a quick update of where Dave and I are at, because let's talk about our current updates in training, Dave.
Which one?
And if you're just joining us and you just had press play and you're like, who is this? Wendy and David. So I just hired a professional running coach, an ultra running coach, and I don't yet have I have not chosen or hit actual pay now to register for my races. So that's coming up. But Dave, I know you have the Ironman coming up in 5 months.
I actually,
4 months.
I've been corrected online. I have a half Ironman coming up.
You have a half Ironman.
And the people that have done full Ironmans, they refer to it as the 70.3. Oh, you're doing a 70.3. So okay, I'm still pretty excited about it in a strange way, because it's one of those things that I always said I was going to do in my life. And I'm so glad I waited till later in life when it was going to be more of a challenge than, say, in my 20s.
So I hired this coach, and immediately I have setbacks. I go out on my first training run, and my feet are killing me on a 2-hour road run, and we still have terrible weather, winter storms, rain, trails are all mucked up, muddy. That sets me back. Then I pull my hamstring on my left hamstring, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And now, if y'all don't know, I've been working through this last year with a shoe problem, with my bunions and trying to find the right shoe, and trying not to listen to everybody between friends, YouTube videos, ultra runner communities I'm part of, and then shoe shops, and then doing my own research. So I have deep diving into that. So still kind of dialing that in. But you know what? This weekend we went out and we still did a pretty fun trail run. Even though it was muddy, I just used my pain as my guide to listen to my body and see what I could do to at least keep us out there and keep up on our technical trail skill set, because that's important for us. And even though it was a little slow because it was pretty muddy, there was a lot of hopping over big giant puddles. There was a little, 2x4 board that was spread across this pond puddle thing.
Right. It used to be a dry wash, and now it's raging water.
Yeah. And we're it's like a river.
This river, the snow runoff coming down.
It was a lot.
And so someone had laid a 2x4 that went all across it. But when you stepped on it, the water would actually go over
Go
the
over
board.
it, yeah.
And of course, it was about 30-something degrees.
Yeah.
So there's ice everywhere. So, the average person would say, probably slippery, and they'd be right.
But here's the mindset was, I'm just going to let my body be my guide, as well as we got out there. We were building our own cadence out there. We were staying committed and consistent with what we do. So I just had to shout that out. I'm super stoked on that. What else is going on? That's what we're going to dive into. We're going to talk about how these AI-powered tools and our systems that we have been really helping us, really help create freedom to do other things that we really want to do. And like I said, it's been a while since we've deep dove into this. We wrapped up our certificate and then had like a couple graduation calls in January for our AI mastery with Mindvalley. And if you're looking, by the way, to stay on top of what's happening with AI, 2 resources for you is check out AI Mastery, which they believe they only run once a year. And I think the next one starts again in August this year. Could be October, but I think it's August. But check it out, and we'll put the link in the show notes. And the other one is...
are they doing both the advanced and the...
And essentials?
And the essentials?
Yeah, they run 2 courses. We did both. It was like the essentials of AI, and there was like advanced version. So.
And I almost wish I'd done them sequentially and not together.
Yeah,
I wish I'd done essentials first, because the advanced AI was all about integrations.
Yep.
And the homework was
coding.
It was it was quite a bit.
Yeah, it was like no code. The other place that we love just staying on top of it is Marketing AI Institute. They have a podcast, and I love their podcast. They are on top of it. They have a great group. They are even running, I want to say Smarter X is running a workshop, and it's for I'll drop the show notes, but I think they're going to continue this, but it's an AI Writers Summit happening next month. So you're going to be listening to this very soon, so you'll have it. But if you want to check out AI for writers, that'll be there too. So
cool stuff.
Cool stuff. So, all right, let's dive in. For my notes, I kind of wanted to start with your smartest business partner, because obviously we're already using GPTs. All of us are, we're Copilot or what have you. So I kind of want to share a little bit more about the hottest LLMs right now. Oh, by the way, LLM is large language model, and all of those models that you're seeing right now, that's what they're called, is large language models. So we call them LLM, your smartest business partner. If you know how to use it, that's the kind of quote unquote, if you know how to use it, because we know that you're beyond the basics of the chatbots by now. We understand that. But if you're still just using ChatGPT for simple prompting, you're really missing out on what the whole LLMs can do for you. There is so much. But what were you going to say, Dave?
No, I was just going to say, I use AI for a lot of things, and it's to help understand this podcast, right?
Yes.
And the funny thing about it is you do a lot of the
Show
generation on the direction of it, and then I do this interpretation, and I use ChatGPT. Not any ChatGPT. I have my own personal GPT that I program that understands the way I think.
That's right.
Right, and so I think that's like a great place to start if you don't know what an LLM is and you just want to get started. But here's the thing, right? So I drop in the show notes today, and I'm like, based on how I think, what should I think about this? And it came up with the strangest sort of comparison. It said, you need to think about this in terms of the circle of life, right? And I'm like, you mean like the Lion King? And it's right, exactly, the Lion King. And most people think about AI as either, Mufasa or Scar, right? It's either the good or the bad. But where it led me, it said, you really need to be on Simba's journey. And if that's the mindset that you're going to be faced with a lot of challenges in this journey, like learning AI for us through Mindvalley was a challenge every single week, you're going to be a lot better off. And just accept the fact that it's not all bad and it's not all good, but it is going to be a journey. There you go, circle of life.
Yeah,
and hopefully the editors will edit in a Lion King reference here.
Another place that you guys can look into some other workshops other than Mind Valley, because they are a pretty high ticket item, is you can check out smarterx.ai/workshops. And they run a ton. They are the same team as the Marketing AI Intelligence Group with the podcast. But they have great workshops for leaders, innovators, professionals, practitioners, with prompting, with interactive, applying it to a workshop. So if you are into that and you want to take it to the next level, SmarterX is like a great resource as well. So
cool.
Yeah. All right. So the hottest LLMs right now, obviously, we already know ChatGPT and Copilot is out there, but maybe some other ones that you may not be using. And there are some ones we know like Anthropic, Claude 3, which is Anthropic, great for long form content, nuanced conversations, complex reasoning, as well as Perplexity is your great choice for pulling a lot of article links and just doing some research for you that's a little bit different than what ChatGPT does. DeepSeek. Dave, have you gotten into this?
I have played around with it a little bit, but I'm so focused on actually work and moving forward that it's fun to play with all the different models, but I think you really need to pick one
and stay with
it. And I'm going to suggest that everybody gets a paid subscription. I use ChatGPT. It's best for what I do. But the reason I say a paid subscription is when you pay attention, right? And if you're going to get serious about this, and you sort of have to, if you're going to be in business these days, right? Get a paid model and start digging into understanding how it can work with you and for you.
And I'm just going to say you might need a few paid models because Claude 3 is really, really, really good at really honing in on your personality on content. I have found that it's a little bit closer and better even than a custom GPT from OpenAI. So that's something to consider. Perplexity, again, I don't think you need paid, but you could go all in. DeepSeek is actually China's AI LLM. It is the next generation model. It does very well with math, coding, reasoning. So it's China's answer to OpenAI and Google, but it's built for more high precision analysis. So that's something to check out. And then Gork, which is Google's Gemini-powered assistant, which is from Elon Musk, just launched last week, I believe, and it's built for deep search. It's also, I think, cheaper, even right now, free at the moment, for business strategy and for real-time learning. So it remembers past interactions to help refine responses over time. So you might check out Gork, Gork, if you're like, what the heck is Gork? So that's something to consider right now. But yeah, like Dave says, we were talking about like how we use it, because here's the thing. We want to help you, our listener, go from the old burnt out you to the more effortless new you. The old you wasting hours of researching, rewriting, and second guessing with OpenAI or one of your choices of the AI tools, where you are now honing in on one that, like Dave is saying, where you're now the AI powered you, which is allowing you to let the LLM handle your drafts, your summaries, your insights, generating your ideas into minutes or conversations so you can focus on high impact work. For me, the way I use my different custom GPTs, I do a lot for podcasting. I have a podcast social GPT, a creator GPT. I have my own voice GPT. Now, that's not speaking my voice, but it's in the way that I speak. So I have that. I use it a lot for crafting promotions, are a lot of trailers that we're running for our programs is the way I use it. I'll use it for even helping me. I have like my own email GPT that can just help me better format and structure an email in the way that I would actually say it. You're going to get different answers if you're just using OpenAI and actually not having your own custom. Then you're constantly reprompting. And reprompting, by the way, is a time suck. It continues wasting time. So if you didn't choose on the left-hand side in OpenAI, your custom GPT, what you're now doing is you're causing yourself burnout, because now you're having to make decision after decision after decision with something that you're having to reprompt over and over and over. And that's irritating.
Yeah, and that's a really great way to get started, especially with like ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Is creating those custom GPTs. Yesterday, I was working on a strategic ad campaign in LinkedIn for this year for a state organization. And I'm like, instead of doing what I normally do, which is write it out, why don't I just create a custom GPT that knows all about LinkedIn advertising? It has all the specs, the types, the conversions, the cost. I mean, it has all of the things that we know to create a campaign. And then, I took 45 minutes to do that, and then it created the campaign for me from like 10 minutes. So
that is so rad.
It's amazing.
So rad.
I've done the same thing for Google Ads, right? Performance Max. I have a Performance Max ad campaign builder. And if anybody wants those things, like, I'm happy to share them, because I can
DM
just
us.
send you a link and you get to use it.
A couple of, here's kind of something that you might have screeching tires at when we're saying custom GPT. Now, there are a ton of prompts that you can go buy for like $5. The thing of it is, I would not go down that route, because then it's somebody else's GPT, as well as you can explore GPTs that other people make inside the platform, OpenAI, okay?
And I'm going to raise my hand and disagree here. I've bought a number of them, and it's helped me learn how to be more efficient with programming them, especially the ones where you get to actually see the code. And I'm like, oh, because the really good prompt creators create in shorthand.
Markdown.
Yeah, it's Markdown language. And so I'm like self-taught to do that. I'm going to agree that like always going that route is bad, but in the beginning it may be a gateway drug to learn how to do it better. And that's me. Like, that's how I learned how to build websites too. I just copied other people's stuff.
Another way you can do it is just ask OpenAI in your just regular ChatGPT to help you create a Markdown, which is the code analysis word you can use, Markdown prompt for you. Just ask it to help you create a custom GPT. Say, hey, GPT, I'm looking to have my content written in my voice. Can you write a prompt for me? A GPT, I'm working on a custom GPT, can you write a prompt for me? And then just work through that and then test it. And if it's still not right, go back and have them continue working on it. So that's another way that you can do it if you don't want to get in purchasing somebody else's and then looking how they're doing it and then kind of formatting it for you. So, yeah. Anyway, I think the takeaway here is don't just ask generic questions. Don't continue, going over and over and prompting something that is now a repetitive task. Train your LLMs. I think that's big, and that's a game changer for Dave and I. Feed your data about your workflow, about your audience, about your goals, about your systems, about your content, whatever it is. So it delivers a customized strategic response for you.
Can I share one more thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the other thing I'm doing with custom GPTs is one of my businesses is right now communications. It's a marketing company, and it's the thing that AI is going to just roll over, right? I mean, it's going to eat up the marketing companies out there. So I've shifted to making custom GPTs for all the clients. And what we did is we actually increased our cost, right? Because we're offering something that other people don't offer, and it's enabling their team to do more with it. And I understand that we're in a narrow time frame here, because that rubber band is going to snap back in a couple of years, where marketing companies are going to have to charge less and do more because of AI. But there is a great opportunity right now to fill in the gaps, right? Because most people don't know how to use it, and you just become the key.
Yeah, for sure.
Turns the lock, right?
For sure.
So take advantage of this in this next 24 months, 36 months, whatever it's going to be, to level up your business revenue.
But honestly, skilling up yourself and your team is so important. I even have my team actually using our own custom GPTs. They have a link, they can go to it, and I'm having them use it to help us. So it just speeds up the process. But anyway, let's get into some other tools. I really want to talk about, that was about LLMs, and I want to talk about content creation, because a lot of you are still doing everything manually when we're talking about content creation. And that is from generating, I'm going to share with you what we have used to use studio quality voices, music, videos, and visuals. And the best part, it is fast, it is scalable, and it does for you up to focus on creativity instead of busy work. However, there's a caveat here. A lot of the AI tools that go out, and let's just talk about video for a moment, that say we cut your videos, they are not the key takeaways for viral content. And when we're talking about viral content, you're talking about content that you want to get viewed by your audience repetitively that actually makes them change the needle in their head. Like, oh, I never thought about it that way. They actually get it. When you're throwing a piece of content in any one of the AI tools and they are cutting it off of like one podcast episode or off another video that you are doing, I have found the quality has been terrible, and my team has found, and for the last couple of years, we have been doing that. And the last couple of years, literally, we've been trying this, and it has not come out. So we do have a rock star team of video editors that are still helping us, where we've trained them on how to find key takeaways. So there is still a job out there for video teams, because you need the human mind to actually make that decision. The AI is not there yet.
I agree, right? I agree 100%. So we also have a product called Short Star Video that focuses on creating short form video advertising at scale for businesses. And we use AI for, storyboarding, scripting, ideation, writing hooks, those sorts of things. But we don't use it for editing because it's not there yet, right? Even we're shooting this on Riverside FM, and you can hit the edit button, and it creates all the shorts for you.
We don't even use it.
They're okay in a
they're
pinch,
not, yeah.
But it just doesn't capture the essence. And it also captures everything chronologically, which when you create viral video, isn't that interesting, right? Like the interesting videos are sometimes you begin with the end, right? And then you go to the middle, and then you end up at the beginning, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think it's there yet when it comes to
yet.
Editing.
Especially for editing, on the editing side,
and creation, right? Like
for sure. And the other thing too is like if you're looking for, let's talk about graphic design for a minute. Graphic design, it's still not there. I mean, it's great for concepting, and I'm talking about graphic design specifically for like YouTube covers and reel covers, email banners, that sort of thing. And I'm talking about, you can go into Dolly, Midjourney, and run, and get really good at that. But is that the message for the, content creator? Maybe not. I still don't think we're there yet. Although I do think for artwork, if we're taking artwork, absolutely. Or if you're saying something that you're creating as a video for a film, absolutely we're there. I mean, it's crazy what you can do in Runway ML. I mean, that is a whole AI powered video editing, special effects, the whole thing is happening inside there. Midjourney, amazing what you can really dial in Midjourney if you're using it for like artwork and more on that film side. For content creation, I think we're getting oversaturated at the moment, and it continually will be, with so much that you can't even decide, where I'm now actually seeing stock footage that is like an AI video, and it's creepy. Like I saw a guy who was sitting at a desk, and the keyword I typed in and was frustrated, and I got the results, and it literally was an AI piece of content. And by the way, this is in Canva, my friend. It was an AI piece of content that was put in there, and it was a guy who just had these blue peering laser eyes staring at the computer and then looking at the camera. And it was like so slow and shifty. It was just weird. I was like, okay, we're just not there yet. That's just not weird.
Yeah, it isn't. And the thing is, it misses so often with the vision of what you want from video that you end up redoing it. Yeah. And that just takes time. And so it becomes counterproductive, especially with client work, right? Like they want their own B-roll, their own stock footage, that sort of stuff that feels like their business, whatever it is. And so a lot of the AI stuff, just doesn't fit. The thing that does fit, that has been a game changer, is using a tool for voiceover like ElevenLabs. That's the one
absolutely.
I use. And so we do a lot of short form video that is voiceover, because you're never going to get talent from a client to read anything, and I'm not going to read everything. So that's been a real game changer because, you can get like whatever the demographic is, you can get a voice that either echoes it or, excites that audience.
ElevenLabs is also great for our editing team. They do a lot with the editing, like taking sound out, removing sound, background sound. anything like that. So ElevenLabs is like, it's a whole ecosystem world. So I can't go too deep on that, but it is super great. It is very ultra realistic. They do have a lot of AI voice cloning.
I have cloned my own voice there.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good, you know.
That's cool.
You need to read about a 5-minute script to really get it in. And I learned the first time I read it, I was reading like the words like this. And that's the way it ended. So you need to be almost over exaggerated in the way you speak, which isn't me naturally, but that's the way I've programmed that.
That's great. Suno, another cool choice for AI generated music and background tracks for podcast videos and branding. David, you have a ton of experience in there, and you've just gotten to town as a creator.
I was going to say, you stole my thunder. I wanted to talk about Suno.
Talk about it. Yeah, I'm just giving the overview.
Yeah, so Suno, is a music app that will allow you to create
SUNO.
Yeah, create custom music. And definitely go for the paid version there. Their paid version is incredible because you can do some in-post editing.
Yes.
But the way I use it has been I create lyrics, right? And I usually create them in ChatGPT, and you tell ChatGPT the cadence, right? The type of music, the genre, and so it'll create lyrics in that. So if it's rap, right, it needs to be in a certain format. And I don't know how to write. I don't know anything about music. But then I'll take that and I'll put it over in Suno and start to ideate in there. And, talk about like a reach out for a client, someone you want to work with, just creating a song for them that has everything about their life or their brand or their business or their environment. Like it's a door opener. And yeah, so I've used it pre-sales, in sales, for clients, for fun.
For the fun projects, we've had a lot of fun with it, using it for a lot of the trail runs or the local runs in the community that we've made songs for. Big runs, like huge community runs that we've launched songs for, or holidays or events we've launched songs for, or thrown out to congratulating a group on something into a Facebook group. We've put it out there in there. That's really fun.
And then also, instead of buying stock music, I mean, it's going to impact stock music like crazy. You use it and you can be customized to the product or brand or the vibe. I'm a big fan of the music part.
Yeah.
And I cannot play a single chord.
All good. So, my last one that I just threw on here was Hey Jen. It's not something I'm using right now. I did take a dive into it, Dave. I know you have too, and that is an AI generated talking avatars for video content or your website page, however you want to use it, without needing to be on camera. You can create your own talking head avatar out there with Hey Jen. So again, it's up to you. These are just some of the tools that we have kind of highlighted here in this content creation space. We're gonna get into a little bit more now on this next session, but I think, again, as the burnout you versus the effortless you, AI powered tools let you let the AI. Let me say this again. Let the AI powered tools handle the technical work is what I'm trying to say. So you can focus on being a creator, the storytelling, the strategy, the impact, how you want to, deliver this content. Use ElevenLabs. Go check out DeepSeek. Actually, we didn't even mention this. I don't know if you know this, Dave. DeepSeek Voice is out. Deep for voiceover, so you can check that out. Suno AI for background music, what Dave is talking about. Runway LM for editing videos with AI powered precision. We're not talking about for podcasting, but has some incredible tools for like filmmaking, video. I mean, anything you can do to automate some of the grunt work, I guess, grind work, it helps you create at scale. So
awesome. I think my last thing on this, again, a little bit sidetracked, is put some time on your calendar to be the distracted you, to actually go out and experiment in AI, because it can be a time suck, right? Like you can go,
what time is it?
The day is over, right? I've been like playing around with AI stuff. For me, I always go at it with a task, right? Like I have it on my schedule. I want to accomplish this task. I'm going to use AI to do it. And that's the way I learn. But if you don't contain the time that you're spending on it, you can just get lost and not have any outcome other than some things about some platforms.
So true. Yeah, so true. Cool. Let's move into workflows and automation, the tools we use every week, because there's a lot that has been a game changer. And we just want to say, hey, you don't need more hours. You need better systems. And these are the tools that we rely on literally every week to manage our email, videos, content, and keep things running smoothly without the burnout. Let's jump into email communication, because has been a diehard Gmail user. And so much that I have had and still have 4 accounts of Google Gmail.
And there's no way to be a business owner and not have multiple accounts.
Just no way. Yeah. We've got business email, personal email, emails attached to other businesses that we're responsible for, looking at. And, it can get crazy. Dave, tell us about your email content journey, because it has really changed. Not content journey, sorry. The email communication journey. It has really changed, because Dave used to spend quite a bit of time on email.
Right. So I'm just gonna backtrack here, because you said something about multiple accounts.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in business, and so I have one specific account that I use to attach to other people's Google Analytics, their Search Console, their Google Ads, and that's all it does. And the primary reason is, one, they can give me limited access, but 2, Google creates an ungodly amount of notifications, right? And so they don't go in my main email. They don't go in my new tool. The thing Wendy wants me to talk about is Canary, right? And so I have 3 other emails that are like my day-to-day. And I used to have to log in and out, different browsers, all that sort of stuff. And I loaded them all in an AI-driven tool called Canary Email. And it saves me probably 75% of my time that I used to spend on email. And the best thing is, you have those things that you're like, I should probably just unsubscribe, but something good might be coming, but I should unsubscribe. So it just is in your email box forever. And sometimes they put in a subject line, you're like, I'm going to read that. But more often than not, it's just clogging up the pipes. And with one button, you can take everything that's in your inbox that isn't a priority, and it gives you a chance to say, no, I want to keep that in there. But I walk in the morning, I'm like, delete. And there goes 57 emails that I didn't have to physically spend energetic time, because every time you look at a subject line, an email,
it's a decision.
It's a decision, right? Yeah. And I heard that you probably make about 10,000 decisions a day, and there is such a thing as decision burnout. And I think email contributes in a huge way to making that happen. So I just make the one decision, go away.
So if you're listening to this and you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, there is a app that's called Canary Mail. You can use it with any of your emails, even if it's a custom email. It doesn't have to be a Gmail, a Google Gmail, or if you're a Microsoft Office user, you can actually use it for that as well. Any email you can port into Canary Mail. It literally is an app. It runs on your phone, runs on your desktop, and it has a AI learning ability. So it is looking at how you are looking at your emails and making decisions. So it's prompting you already when you want to move a message to already prompt it into the right folder for you if you're actually going to save messages, which I do a lot of. So
I'm going to have a share here.
Yeah, go for it.
So
mid-sentence share.
It has a feature that's called Summarize. And I don't know if you've ever been the recipient of a long email chain. You're like, it doesn't involve me, but I'm still carbon copied here. And it goes on and on and on. And all of a sudden you get asked a question about it. And you're like, what? What? I don't even know.
What was that?
My name wasn't mentioned. This didn't seem to be me, but now it is. And you hit Summarize and it's like, brrr, it summarizes the entire conversation. And if you want to, you can type in your brief response and then hit the AI tool. It builds it out in a professional tone if that's what you tell it to do, or a funny tone or whatever, and hit return and off it goes.
There's a lot that it can do. We could spend the next half an hour talking about Canary Mail, but we're going to move on. But check it out. We'll drop the link in the show notes below. It's incredible to just organize and stay on top of several types of emails. I have 4 emails that I have in there right now, and it's really, really handy to stay on top.
And you're probably pumping it because you're an affiliate, right?
No, I'm not an affiliate, actually. Canary Mail does not do affiliate. They don't even offer it right now.
So funny how many times we talk it's an inside joke, the affiliate thing, right? Because we recommend so many things we love we're just not
Yeah,
affiliates
we're not
of it. We
affiliates.
just don't have the time.
So the next one is a couple of things. If you are a creator out there, I'm going to talk about is I use CapCut. CapCut is fantastic. The desktop version is amazing. There's actually 3 tools, a couple of them that I didn't list here in my notes, but CapCut is great for actually doing the editing. I'll use captions for actually the captions on the video, and then I'll use BigView, BIGVU, as my screen mirror for prompting myself. If I'm doing
teleprompter,
a teleprompter type video. So those are my 3 kind of go-to tools that I'm using probably weekly is CapCut, captions, and BigView. I would say
for content creation.
For content creators.
And so I use a combination of CapCut, but I use it mainly on my phone. Love CapCut. I use Splice because a lot of times I'll take a CapCut and I want something on the beginning and end, right? And then Captions is a great tool for creating captions.
We'll put the links in the show notes so you guys can check it out.
And I haven't played around with CapCut Desktop, but
it's
I hear
amazing.
you're raving. I'm like still old school Premiere Pro, but Premiere Pro has really stepped it up. There's a lot of AI integration, especially with color grading, sound grading, some generative fill. That's just
they're going crazy over there.
It's cool.
Adobe,
so. And once Adobe puts it in, it's always rock solid. So it seems like they're a little bit behind, but a lot of the tools out there release stuff that's sort of janky. It just doesn't work right to begin with, and once it does, then Adobe buys it.
Then once we've, I think those are like my creator tools, as a weekly basis goes. There is one more creator tool that I do use. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know how to say it because I'm going to talk about it here in a minute, but my team and I use a tool that I'll drop right now to you called frame.io, and it is my weekly go-to. It is it's actually really made for Hollywood teams that go back and forth and collaborate on certain clips of a shoot, and frame.io can be integrated into like the Red camera or high performance DSLRs. So, and then it can just be footage just automated straight into frame.io. We use it differently. We actually shoot stuff like this on the podcast. This will go to our team on frame.io, and then we'll actually do a hard review on Frame so we can go clip by clip on changes that we want to make, or even in the audio for review process. So it is more of like a visual way to review your content, and I call it a temporary storage solution. I wouldn't say it's like a place where we hold all of our files.
Not at all.
But you can go check it out. And it is fairly reasonably priced for creators, even at the base level, because you can move your files. Remember, it's a data storage business. So with data storage businesses, you just have to remember they're priced for tiering you. So you have to like pull your videos out there, if you want to host it somewhere else for like long-term storage, like Box or Dropbox or somewhere else, or your own folder. But for us, that's something I use on a weekly basis.
And does it really have any AI built into it? It seems like it's smart, but
I don't know.
But it's just a smart way for business, right? And so it has a side tool to upload and download footage, video footage.
And it directly integrates into Adobe.
Yeah, it does.
And Premiere Pro.
It definitely does.
So.
But the transfer tool uses a different protocol, and so big files get uploaded and downloaded very quickly, which is important for our team, which is remote. It also allows you to just drop in the time frame as you look at it notes, right?
And not just drop, you can actually circle things. You can actually draw you can mark up like the video and say, hey, I don't like where you put that caption or the motion title, can you move it over here? I don't like that color. You can write that stuff.
For client files, it's the way I send it out. They can just put in notes in there. Yeah. They don't send you back an email saying, at timestamp so-and-so do this, and they never tell you the timestamp anyway.
What's worse is the email is they want to jump on a phone call with you, and they want to go, clip by clip by clip, frame by frame. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time. So like, just send them the video on Frame. Frame.io, we're not affiliates, but check it out. That's another tool. The
last thing I'm going to say about Frame.io is it's got a great phone app, right? So you can literally like review and send files. Sure. So you're busy and your video editor says, here's the new edits, and you're like, oh, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Approved, change, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Nice way to go.
It's really cool. So other when we talk about AI content and project management tools, 2 tools that I use on a daily basis would be Monday.com and Airtable. I love those tools. There's a ton of project management tools out there, but Monday.com is very similar to ClickUp. But, Asana is out there available. Notion is available. Trello is another one. What am I missing, Dave? What are the other ones I'm missing? And Airtable. Airtable, it's a little bit different, and I like Airtable for certain reasons, but Monday is our go-to whole company. We used to be on Asana for years and years on Asana, and then we migrated to Monday. So love the app on Monday.
I'm a Monday junkie, right? Once I learn something, I stick with it. It's really hard to get me off of that.
But Airtable's for a lot of different reasons, and we have made some really cool systems and processes in Airtable that the top 1% of podcasters and social media creators are using today. And it's really awesome, like rapid fire video cover approvals. Templates are incredible. It's a really fast way to get your social content approved, and for your project manager and social media team in Airtable. We have a system and tool for that in Airtable, all templated. It's taken us years to build this stuff. And even with our podcast team in Monday, how we use our video editing and our edit tracker, all of this, all these systems and workflows, I think this is what, we kind of started with at the beginning of this episode, is how we've been automating so that we can actually create for you, and I think that's the most important thing, is you have everything organized in one space, or a couple of spaces, I'm saying Monday and another tool or something. It really does make a huge difference when you can jump on board, and you're not wasting time going, through all your Microsoft Office emails. And, like Dave said, he's cut his email time by 75%. That is huge.
If you work for a company that's in the Microsoft environment, you may not have a choice. And Microsoft has its own AI environment that's coming on very quickly and doing an incredible job. But I'll just say, the reason to do Airtable over something like G Sheets is, number one, it's a super powerful database that you can use to integrate on both sides, both inbound and outbound, or input and output for AI as an intermediary. And it's also really, really powerful with graphics, where if you've ever tried to put a picture in a cell in a G Sheet, right, it's just...
Yeah, you can't see it.
It's janky, right? And so if you're producing, if you're a social media company creator, and you need approvals, right? Or multiple levels of approval if you're doing it at an enterprise level, right? Like marketing needs to sign off, legal needs to sign off, the boss needs to sign off, whatever. It's a really great place to put all your media.
Yeah, we've just got some incredible stuff to share with you.
And then when they say, take it down because I don't like it, how did this get out there?
Right.
You're like, here's your check mark. You actually approved it.
You approved it.
And they're like, oh, yeah, I approved everything in one click that day.
When you're dealing with a lot of content and you're with a team like we are, we are very much behind the scenes. We have our pulse on everything that's going out. We see it. We review it. We review all of our podcast episodes, all of our shorts. Everything is reviewed by us. There isn't, even with our team, we do not leverage our team to be our eyes for us. I do like to have our pulse on it, so that I would say I have not had an AI workflow to take over that for me yet. I really need to stay on top of it, because I just want to make sure the content that we're delivering you is very high value and you're getting something out of it. So I think this is where I want to drive to next, because I know we need to wrap this up, but I really, I hope that you've actually gotten some value out of what Dave and I shared, and we want to share more with you. And if you're serious about getting out of the burnout cycle and into effortless growth, we have built the exact space for you. There is a group called Get Cadence, where creators, podcasters, and entrepreneurs and leaders are learning to streamline workflows, master consistency, build businesses that scale without burnout. It's free, it's powerful, and it's waiting for you on my Instagram channel. So you can DM us to join, or you can head over and click the link in my bio that says Get Cadence and join my Instagram Get Cadence group. Another place is, if you're ready to stop wasting time and actually build a seamless AI-powered workflow, the Cadence to Peak Challenge will be coming up very soon as we are going all in for you. And this is going to include live training, real AI systems, and a deep dive into the exact tools and templates that we use daily, so you can create faster, scale smarter, and stay in really good flow. So join us for the Cadence to Peak Challenge. We will include a link in the show notes below as well. I don't know if you had something else to share, Dave, about those groups.
No, nothing to share about those groups. Just, I want to think about AI from a business standpoint like you think about employees, right? And employees, if you tell them what to do versus what the outcome is that you want, you don't have an employee, you have a child, right? Because you're always telling them what to do. And I think if you think about AI the same way, right, instead of trying to tell it what to do, but tell it the outcome that you want, you're going to generate a much larger picture, right? You're going to be more valuable in what you're producing, whether it's content or something else.
That actually makes me think of an analogy of if you're using OpenAI for questions and answers, would the question that you have be asked to the person on the street or to your project manager who knows everything what's happening in your business right now? If you have that question and it's tailored to a project manager, or let's just say I'm using that for this example right now, probably the person on the side of the street has no idea what you're talking about, whereas your project manager is inside your team. That is your custom GPT LLM that can be like delivering you back exactly the answer you need. So.
And back to the circle of life, right?
Yes.
If you're not automating, you're probably becoming extinct, right? And I think it's time to self-preserve, self-preservation by learning these tools. It's going to serve you in this next strange 10 years that we have coming. Things are going to be strange in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It will be at the rate things are evolving. So.
Well, let's wind this down. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are still running your business the hard way, like David's saying, this is your moment. No more burnout, no more scattered workflows, no more driving yourself crazy with repetitive prompting in ChatGPT. It's time to build cadence, and we want to help you do that, and we want to hear from you. So join one of those groups. Get Cadence is free. Get Cadence. Also, you can join the Cadence to Peak Challenge is also free. You can jump on the wait list. We'll include a link below the show notes for you to jump on our wait list, as this is releasing very soon. We're super fired up for this. That's why we're mentioning it to you. And at the same time, we want to hear from you. We want to know what's lighting you up right now. Beyond that, what's one thing you need to fix? DM us, tag us. Get in the Get Cadence group. Let me know where we dive deeper into this every day. That is for you. So I hope this episode has helped you. Drop a comment, share it, and don't forget to subscribe wherever you are listening or watching this, in Spotify, Apple Podcast, maybe one of our other channels, YouTube. And if you're ready to take the next step, we would love to see you in the Cadence to Peak Challenge or in the Get Cadence group, and that is waiting for you. So we're going to say our ending, what we always say, and close you out with: burn excuses, get cadence, and we are sending you aloha.
Aloha.